Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Where in the Park podcast. We have the whole team here today because it is our first ever Park Press podcast episode. Whoop, whoop. So, for those
What?
of you who are not in the know, our newsletter, we have our Park Press newsletter, email newsletter, and so we're carrying it over into podcast land. So, every month, once a month, we are going to give you a rundown of where we've been this past month, where we're going, some events coming up, and all the fun things, what's coming up next on the podcast, and everything in between. So we'll dive into what we have for you today and what you can expect going forward. So, of course, we've got to say hi to the rest of the team. It's been a minute since we've had a whole team episode. So, starting us off, we got my mom, Kim. Hi, Mom Bear.
Hello, hello. Glad to be back. Kind of been, behind the scenes doing things and not really did too many episodes, but I am working on one that's coming up.
Yes, and we will definitely dive into that
Yep,
a
yep.
little bit later. But also rounding out the crew is Kevin, my husband, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hey there. Let's talk some park press, I guess.
Park
I can't remember
press.
how long ago we put that up to a vote, right? This is
Oh,
for anyone listening who hasn't been following us for too long. We actually put this up to a vote when we had our newsletter kind of new, and it was like a resounding like win where everyone wanted it for it to be park press. So yeah, that's the one we're going with.
yeah. It definitely was a resounding vote. We had quite a few um, options on the table, and everyone liked Park Press, so we've kept with it ever since. It's been a few years now, I think. So, but yeah, I'm liking it. All right, so if you are not watching us over on YouTube, you totally should because we're going to be sharing some pictures and stuff. Got like a little slideshow presentation that we've put together real quick as we dive through everything. So check us out. We're in the park on all the things. So starting off, we're going to read a review because it's been a minute. So we have a review from Tyler J09 who gave us 5 stars and said, more knowledge every show. I thought I know a lot about Disney parks, but every show I learn something new, let alone their games are great, but their information and research are top notch. Keep up the great work. And that we will, Tyler. Thank you so much for that wonderful review. If you want to be like Tyler and leave us a 5 star review, you totally can. Just scroll down to wherever it is on your podcast player. It might be at the top, might be at the bottom. Hit that 5 stars. And if you have like 20 seconds to leave us a written review like Tyler did, you totally can right there. And who knows, we will read your review in an upcoming episode and maybe a Park Press episode. So, thank you so much, Tyler, for that wonderful review.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. And we should probably let people know in case, again, if this is your first episode, usually we do deep dives
Oh,
into
yeah.
specific topics, and we do also make fun, seek and find games that you can play at theme parks. So it's something that we do with Where in the Park. That's why we're called Where in the Park. So we make Where in the Park games, quests, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if you ever want to check that out, if you're going to a theme park and you're like, hey, I want to have a great time getting to know this park even better, whereinthepark.com. Use code podcast10. All right.
That's right. You save 10% off your first order. All right. So, we've been to a few theme parks recently over this past month. We went to Legoland and SeaWorld San Diego and Knott's Berry Farm for some exciting new land and some new festivals. So first up, Legoland. Kevin, tell us all about that.
So over at Legoland in California, I know they also opened one in Florida as well, but we went to the one in California. It's the new Lego Galaxy. It's a space-themed land that they've added. They kind of shoehorned it into where part of their fun town was. So they took over where the little car ride used to be for the kids. So they moved that over to where the fire trucks were, I guess. And they put this land over where the cars were. And they put in a really cool new coaster. I know some people are like, "Hey, that ride's pretty intense." I think it's a really good ride, like a good ride for kids to be their first like launching coaster because it launches you, but not too fast, but just fast enough to get you through the ride. And it's indoors, it's dark, it's in space, and it has really cool Lego theming. And then the vehicle's actually one of those for people who know Disney. Over at Epcot, you have the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind where they created this whole idea of the Omni coaster, where it's like the Haunted Mansion Omni mover, but in a roller coaster form. So the vehicle actually pivots on an axis and it's controlled. So it's not like it's spinning when you're on this ride. It doesn't spin at all, but it has it where you load. We have some pictures on the screen, like you said, if you're watching us on YouTube, but I'll try to describe it with words. So it's coming in on a conveyor belt and it's kind of facing straight ahead. Um, so if you've ever been to Universal, kind of like Harry Potter style, where it's on a conveyor belt, you walk up, you sit down, and then for this one, it pivots and goes forward after like for the launch, essentially, is where it pivots over. And then it launches you into the ride, and then it does a fun little like pivot around a screen showing like a battle happening. I don't want to spoil it too much, which makes it feel a lot like the ride over at Epcot. So it does have some controlled features in it. It's really fun. It's a really smooth ride. A little short if you're looking for like a full size like adult roller coaster, but I think it's the perfect size for kids, where it's right to the point where it's like, hey, this might be a little too much, and then it's over. So it's pretty cool. What do you think about this ride, Amanda?
I thought it was super cute. So just to give a high level kind of the storyline behind this attraction, especially because we have the photos. So you are just like you are given a mission essentially of hey, there is this meteor that is heading towards civilian life, and they need your help to build a ship and go out and find these separators, which is an actual Lego thing, right?
A
To
tool, yeah.
separate Legos that you don't need from a build, right? It's a great, great tool. And so you need to go out into space where there's a huge cluster of these separators to then, have this awesome build that you just built for your rocket ship, distract them and like go, oh, hey, come over here and like try to attack me kind of a thing. But in reality, you're going to the meteor and they're going to break up the meteor, right? So, there is an animatronic that is at the beginning who's kind of giving you your assignment and kind of the backstory. And then you go into this room and you build your rocket ship. And so you have different options. There's the front of the build. There's like five or six different things that you're building, the components of the ship. And it is super cute, super interactive. You get a bracelet that then interacts with your ride vehicle so they know your specific build. And that is shown throughout the ride. So really cute. I also loved the storytelling in that kids who don't know what a separator is now know what a separator is. And so it's perfect for the marketing of it all of okay, now I know when I'm doing a build and I need this piece removed, oh, it's stuck, I can use this separator and that's its job. It's called that. That's what its function is. And so it's a easy marketing kind of a learning experience for them too. So I loved it. I thought the ride was super fun. I thought the story was super fun. So highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that can only be at Legoland, and I love that it makes sense there. Sometimes we have it where there's rides that go places where it's like, why did you build this here? But this one wasn't shoehorned in. It's like just like we have a ride, we're gonna make it like as part of this just to have a ride. This is a very Lego ride, and yeah, it is a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
It looks very, very cute. And I have a Lego set that I recently purchased, so now I know what a separator is because that piece is in there.
Yeah.
oh god.
It's very handy. All right. And then we also met some creatures. So we have I don't know her name. Did you
I
get
don't
her
know
name?
either.
an
I don't remember.
alien person of some kind. Um, she loved our Lego cup. We have a tumbler from last year, year before.
Like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so we were refilling it in the water refill stations, and so she loved that we had that a themed cup. And then they also had the Mission Blast Off dance party uh, on stage, and so I
Show, I
felt
guess. Yeah.
yeah, a little show, but really cute. They had all the kids down and dancing and all that. I felt bad for the performers because it was quite warm, and they're in like big pants and long shirts and all that. So I'm sure they were melting. But yeah, and Kevin, tell them about the food we had.
Yeah, so we went over to the recently rethemed it's the UFO. I can't remember what it stands for. It's something
Um,
something food. I don't know.
the ultimate food outlet.
Thank you. So yeah,
Yes.
so UFO because it's space themed. And yeah, we went there. All we had was the chicken salad, and it was really good. It was very fresh. Definitely recommend it. Later on in the day, you can see like it got a little darker there in that other photo on the screen if you're watching. We actually on the top right, we tried their churros again because we've been on the record. Like we love theme parks, you know that. Obviously, if you're listening to us, you know the fact about us. And we also love churros, but we have some opinions about churros where we're like Disneyland churros are way better than Walt Disney World churros, stuff like that. And it's not that controversial. I think most people kind of agree with that. But Legoland has a spot over uh, kind of in the middle back of the park, if that makes sense, where they have these churros con chocolate or whatever, um, where they're fresh making these churros and they are so good. And we've been raving about them for, again, a few years now. And we're like, hey, let's try it again. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe like our memory is a little foggy. We got them. They are still just as good. So amazing. Highly recommend it if you're ever at Legoland in California, at least. Make sure to try those if you like churros. But over in the new Galaxy Land over here, there's the Stardust Treats. It's an eatery to the right of that UFO eatery. It's like a little like window where they have a bunch of sweets. And they had over there where it says still house-made churros. Because a lot of places, I don't know if they still sell them. They have like little Tio Pepe like warmers in the park where you can tell that they used to sell like the regular Tio Pepes or Hola churros that you're gonna find at other theme parks, but the homemade churros are what we like at Legoland. So we were surprised to see that Stardust said that they had those as well. And then they have these special ube ones where it has like a ube syrup on top and a I don't know how they describe the cream like accompaniment where it's more ube
Mm.
with ube, but like it tasted really good. Don't get me wrong. It just wasn't as good to me as the fluffy churro down the road from it. So it's up to you on
Yeah.
if you're really crazy about ube, go for it. But it did turn our mouths purple. So just a fair warning for everybody.
It did. And they
Wow.
what I like about the chocolate one is that the chocolate is in a container, so you control the portion of it, whereas the ube one they just like lathered it on. So it was a lot of the frosting. And yeah, our mouths were purple for some time. It was good, but I don't know if they were just like not that fresh or what, but they
And then
were
they had
also
it,
smaller.
and it looks like in your picture, there's like, is that like a whipped ube
Yeah,
that
that's
you
what I was
dip it
saying. I can't
in?
remember the description of the whipped cream kind of thing there.
Okay.
If it was like
Yeah.
ube whipped cream or just more whipped cream. It didn't really
It
Gotcha.
need it.
was no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
It looks like it has a lot of it on there to begin with, but so that's why I was like, hmm,
Yeah, they
okay.
apply that by hand, like just as you order it. So I don't know if it's just like the woman
Oh.
who like was doing ours, like it squirted out faster than she expected. Again, they're still learning over there. It's still a very new land. This just opened 2 weeks before we got there. So yeah, it's very new.
Yeah. But yeah, still give it a try. But the chocolate ones, that's where it's at right there.
Okay.
All right. And then we went to SeaWorld San Diego for their Seven Seas Food Festival. So we try and get down there every year for this because they had some new things on the menu, like these Vietnamese egg rolls in the middle of the screen. That one actually caught us off guard. That one was a sleeper because it sounded really good. It was around lunchtime, and uh, this was part of the tasting card item, so we were excited for that. They give you the lettuce wrap, like the pieces of lettuce with it, and mint leaves. And so having everything wrapped up together, and then you have the little sauce that I can't remember what the sauce was, but it was a spicy anyway.
It's like a sweet and sour
Sweet and sour.
spicy sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, delicious. It was very, very tasty. So definitely recommend that.
I remember the end of it. I took like a little sip just to see like what was just the flavor of this sauce versus like everything else all together, and it had much more of a kick to it than I was expecting. So like I like with like lettuce and stuff, it kind of like it didn't taste too spicy to me, but taking just a sip of the sauce, like ooh wow, right to the back of the throat. I feel that. So it definitely has a kick to it.
Yeah.
And for
Um,
somebody who likes spicy stuff, that's
Oh,
saying a lot.
I mean, you'll be fine. It was surprising to have that in it, especially with this egg roll where everything is just felt so like I don't want to say like, like too mild. It felt very good. It was a very good combination of flavors.
yeah.
Definitely if you do like lettuce, wrap the egg roll in the lettuce. The first bite I had was just the egg roll. I was like, okay, it's just an egg roll, not a big deal. But once I wrapped it with lettuce and like Amanda said, the mint leaf, like I'm
Delicious.
not going back to regular egg rolls anymore. I'm just gonna be like, do you have any lettuce back there and any mint leaves? I'm gonna make my own thing. I've learned how to fix the dish. So
Right. And luckily we also had the mango daiquiri that they had. So for those of you who don't know, they have booths around the park that have different menu items, and they're all themed to a different region or country or continent, right? So this particular one was the Asia area. That was the kind of over by the Sky Tower, not Sky Tower, the buckets, the
Bayside Skyride.
thank you. My goodness. By the water over there. So they have like music and stuff. So they have this Asia uh booth, and then they also had a bar. So the bar that's like right next to it is where we got the mango daiquiri. And that was delicious. Very, very tasty.
It's the sticky rice mango daiquiri or something. I think that's the full
Yes.
name. And
If you would like the full names and descriptions of everything, you can go to our website, weareinthepark.com, and click on the link at the top that says foodie guides. And we got it all broken down for you right there, including like the map and all that. So be sure to check that out.
I was gonna point out that it does come with a Rice Krispie topper. I don't know if that's standard with this or if it's just because like that's what they had at the time. I know if they have like actual sticky rice, they'll put in it sometimes. But it was fun with the Rice Krispie treats. I wasn't expecting it, and yeah, it was a little bit of breakfast on top of my drink, and I'm all for that. So
It does say the description did say inspired.
yeah,
Is a sticky rice inspired. Uh, so and these were just the little tasting card sample size. You can get the larger one if you wanted to, but you can also get it without the Rice Krispie topper if you wanted to.
yeah. If you're not in the
Speaking
mood
of
for breakfast.
yes, speaking of spicy though, tell them about your spam musubi.
Speaking of breakfast, yeah, they have spam mushubi on the menu, and I assume it's like the Polynesian or
Yeah.
Hawaiian booth. I don't remember the name of it, but like it was one of those things where when we got there, all of the like the team members, the ambassadors, whatever they're called over at SeaWorld, they were very enthusiastic about the menus and all the stuff that they had available. And one of the women we were talking to was very much like, "Oh, you have to try the spam mushubi," and I'm like, "I've had spam mushubi. I'm not going to fall for that. That's fine. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get it." Then we went over to the booth, and I'm like, "I've never had spam mushubi that looks like that though, where it's spam wrapped like with rice around it and then wrapped with the seaweed and then it's like coated in something then deep fried is what it looks like. They cut it in half and then they like drizzle some spicy sauce on top of it. So that's what it ends up being. And it doesn't look like a typical spam mushubi, but it tasted way better than a typical spam mushubi. So I was very pleasantly surprised by it. So thank you to that team member who recommended it. I really appreciate it because it was really good.
Yeah. So yet another dish that will, every time you get, which you don't get it often, but every time you get it, you'll be like, can I get that like in a roll? And then,
Yeah, I know a better way to make those. Let me show you. It should be easy. I don't know. I have no idea how they do it, but it was really good.
yes, we had the meatballs over in the Italy area. And then the Travelers Cafe, they have some alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. So,
Yeah. I had the Chapman, which I was not familiar with as a drink, but again, the team member was very enthusiastic, saying it was one of the best ones there, and I loved it. It had like orange bitters in it, which some people don't like. I don't think Amanda cared for that very much, but
no,
I'm
thank
a
you.
big fan, so I went for it. It was really good,
And
refreshing.
I had the shandy, which is like Sprite and lemonade. That was delightful.
It's fun.
All right. And then we also went to Knott's Berry Farm for the Boysenberry Festival. And this was on our way back from San Diego. So we were only there for a limited time, but we will be back. So no worries. And we got to try a few items. And so the first one that's shown there at the bottom left, this was a boysenberry pistachio bar. And oh man, if you like, well, I was gonna say if you like boysenberries, but if you don't like boysenberries, then I don't know what you're doing here. But uh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But
As
if
far
you
as the
like
festival,
yes, for the festival, still go to Knott's. But no, this was delicious. Just delicious, especially because the top of it had like whole pieces of pistachio. So you got the extra crunch in there, and the lady was so sweet. She's like, "Which one do you want in the case? Do you want this one? Do you want this one over here?" So we got to kind of like select which one. Um,
I think she
it
was like,
was
"Do you like more pistachio or less pistachio?" And we are like, "More pistachio." So you
more.
can see the one that we have in the photo if you're watching it. And yeah, we went for the more. So there were some where it was just kind of lightly, like just a few on top, in case you like a
Yeah.
little bit. But no, we went for it. I was very pleasantly surprised with this one because I thought it was gonna be too sweet. Like it's like I want to try it because I love pistachio, I love boysenberry. I've never had them combined before. Let's see how this goes. And yeah, no, it was a really good balance and it was really good. Again, we were just there for dessert, just for everyone watching. If you're wondering, like, why that's all we had. Like Amanda said, we got there later in the day, and we'd already eaten
Yeah.
other food. So we're like, hey, we're just gonna come here, try this out, and yeah, it was a really good time.
Which we can add what we did have for dinner, which we don't have pictured here,
Oh, you're right. I
is
forgot all about
the
that guy.
boysenberry carnitas over at Casa California. So where they have like their burritos and their bowls and stuff. They have a new protein of their carnitas, but it's like marinated in a boysenberry um, it's not really the sauce, but like anyway, like they it's a boysenberry carnitas, and it was very tasty. They also had some pico de gallo that was a boysenberry pico de
Boysenberry.
gallo,
Yeah.
so that was very very good. So that's what we ate for dinner, and then this was our dessert round. But I will say with the pistachio boysenberry bar, if you want to try it, but you're not a big fan of the texture of pistachio, some of them did have like a light dusting, like Kevin said, where like there wasn't any harder pieces. Like it was just the dusting of it on top. So
Crushed pistachio.
yes. So as you are selecting your items, like if you prefer one over the other, just let them know. Can I get this one here? I'm sure they'll be happy to accommodate. So, and then we also had the boysenberry pineapple upside down cake. We actually took this to go and had it later, and it was just as good the day after and the day after that. Um, delicious. If you like pineapple upside down cakes, you'll love this. Highly recommend.
Yeah,
Um,
this was another case of I thought it would be too sweet.
yes,
But no, thing was fine. It was surprisingly well balanced. Again, they know what they're doing over there. They don't mess around.
not messing around.
Yeah. And another one I chose, I don't know if it was a returning item or not. They all seemed very confused on what it was at the time. But they have a boysenberry blondie. So if you know what a blondie is, it's just kind of like a brownie, but without the chocolate, I guess. Yeah, so it's boysenberry and it was so good. Like again, I don't know how they make these things where they're so balanced, where it didn't taste like too boysenberry, but it tasted enough where you knew what you were doing. So yeah, no, it was really good.
And that it is massive. It is
Yeah,
really thick, and it's like we cut it into like ninths, I think.
I think
It
so, yeah.
was, yeah, it's just crazy. And of course, you have all the decor and stuff around the park. Super cute. But yes, like I said, we will be back soon, hopefully before the festival is over, because we still have so many things to try.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we have done this past month. What is coming up next?
We're gonna go bananas.
Bananas.
Uh, Amanda and I will be at Disneyland on March 26th to celebrate with the crazies. Yes, the Savannah Bananas will be taking over the Disneyland park again. And if you haven't seen them, please go to YouTube and see some of their games. It's a baseball team. They have a whole league and they're insane. They're just insane. They're a lot of fun. Um, play on in national stadiums now. They're selling out all over. They on tour. You have to get into a lottery to even go see the games. It's crazy. But speaking of the bananas, though, there will be treats at Disneyland that are themed with the bananas. So you know Amanda and I will be partaking in those treats. So we'll share in the next episode to show you what we tasted and the craziness that transpires during the day.
Yes, and I already know because it has quickly risen to our top. One of our top spots for desserts is the banana parfait over at Hungry Bear, the with the little toffee pieces. Delicious. If
Yes.
you haven't yet, what are you doing? You got to go and get that. It is delightful. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Yes. And that parfait you can get now.
Yes, you don't have to wait.
It's not just a
Year round.
special Savannah Banana Day.
Yes,
So definitely place your order and go get that.
like right now. I'm kidding. I'm
Like
kidding.
now.
All right. Also, coming up, we're going to be at some expos coming up in April. So, the first one is the DFC Expo, the Disneyana Fan Club Expo. So, we partake in this every year. It is in the spring and in the fall. And we are back at the Hotel Farah, Doubletree by Hilton in Orange, California. So, not too far from Knott and Disneyland. It is on Sunday, April 12th from 10 to 4. And it's a lot of fun. There's celebrities, there's vendors like us. So you can come say hi to us. And it's this is what, our 10th
I've lost
event?
count.
Because we're there twice a
Probably.
year.
Yeah.
So eighth maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I've lost track,
At
but
least 8
yeah,
for
at
sure.
least eight. So this is one of our flagship spots that we're at every single year because it's just a lot of fun. So it's like a homecoming, you know. We get to see all of our friends, and it's just a blast. So definitely check it out. DFC Expo on Sunday, April 12th. We're gonna be posting about it. Obviously, we'll have the newsletter go out about it, and you can follow Disneyana Fan Club on all the socials. So
And it's free.
I was
it
gonna say the
is.
same thing. It is a
Did you
free
see that?
event.
It says it right
Yeah.
there. It is a free event. So
You
you
might have
might
to
as well come
you might
down.
have to pay for parking, right? But the event is free itself, so
Yeah,
come on over.
that's true.
Yeah. All right. And then what do we have up next?
We have Shepherd's Love Locals in Simi Valley. This is a little kind of more of like a little boutique type of little street fair with small businesses that are in the Simi Valley area. We will be there on Sunday, April the 19th from 8 to 1, and that's at the Shepherd's Church at 2350 Shasta Way, Suite C in Simi Valley. There's
Oh, she froze. She froze. How
Oh
sad.
no.
I froze.
You froze.
Oh
You're
no.
back. Welcome back.
All
I'm back. I
Okay.
was fine on my end.
Oh,
right.
well, yeah, you were talking about what they were gonna have.
There's local vendors will be small businesses in the area. There's chiropractors and little craft people. There's food. There's all different types. You got to come down. It's and support the local businesses. It's great. It's a great turnout.
And that's free too.
That is
Yeah.
free. Free parking too.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's true. Yeah, I hope that the healthy pasta guy comes back because that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Need to get some more of that.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
good.
All right. Kevin, where are we gonna be
All
at
right.
after that?
Then rounding it out on Tuesday, April 28th, if you're going to be over at the Disneyland area, we have Nurses Day at the Park Expo going on. So every year there's a big event called Nurses Day at the Park, and we've been involved with it for the last few years. And they did their first expo last year over at the Disneyland Hotel. And this time it's going across the street over to the Hotel Lulu. That's the hotel like right by where the Toy Story parking lot is. I think it used to be like the Red Lion or something. But that's where this is going to be. It's going to be in the Laguna room, and we have a bunch of other like people selling really cool products. Again, it is geared toward nurses, so but you don't have to be a nurse to attend. I don't know if there's a sign up for this one like there was last year, or if it's just anyone can come in because it's not as controlled as Disneyland. Or do you know?
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't think there's a sign up. So last time what he's referring to, because it was at the Disneyland Hotel, we had if you were planning to attend, you had to sign up for a time slot. I don't think that is the case this time. It's just come on down to Hotel Lulu. You might have to pay for parking, similar to the DFC Expo because it is at a hotel. But the event, just come on in and come support local businesses. A lot of them are nurses. Everybody who is there are nurses and their families. So we're just giving back, and they've done so much for us every single day, every single year, and especially during the pandemic. So we love that everyone is getting together and being in community. And yeah, it was a great event the last few years that we've participated in it, and so it's going to be a lot of fun for sure on the 28th.
Yeah, like I said, it is right by the Toy Story parking lot. So if you have a magic key that gives you a discount or gets you free parking into that lot, go and take advantage of that and just walk right over. It's right on Harbor. It's really easy to get to.
Yeah. All right. And then if you're at the park on Wednesday, they are having a meetup, and they're going to be taking a giant group photo. So if you see a lot of nurses walking around, that is why. Yeah, it's because it's Nurses Day at the park. So
And in case like you aren't able to write any of this down, we do have it on our website as well. So if you go to whereinthepark.com, there's an events little link on our navigation bar, and it'll list all of these and all the dates and the locations to help you out.
absolutely. All right. And next up is upcoming episodes. So we have been doing our research and planning our next set of episodes. So this isn't for the whole month of April, just these are the things that we are working on. So what's going to be next week?
I am bringing you to Norway at the Epcot's World Showcase in Florida. The research that I have done and the information I have found, you'll be amazed. It's not it's not just the buildings. It's not just the Frozen ever after ride. Doing a deep dive as to what those buildings are about, what they're modeled after, the information about the histories of those buildings, what was there before, what's there now, and some of the little things that you need to just go in and see. Um, for instance, the Viking gods, when there's Thor and Loki, there's carvings. They're pretty awesome. So I'm gonna bring you there so that you can get a little taste of it and bring up some other little tasty treats that they have there as well, and give you a little background on it and make you appreciate it a little more when you're walking around and you notice all the details.
That's what we're all about here.
Yep. So you can always pick up an Epcot game pack and take it along with you.
Yes, can.
Yeah, we do have a few images from Norway, I think, in each of our games. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So check us out.
Yep.
Again, use that code podcast 10, right? 10% off your first order. After that, I'm hoping to have a pretty good episode all about Marvel. I don't know if you know, but over in Florida, there's an Islands of Adventure theme park at their Universal Orlando Resort that has an actual Marvel-based land. It's the Superhero Island, that's what they call it. And yeah, so I'm going to go over a little bit about the history of Marvel and why Marvel is at a Universal park. And I might touch a little bit on the Marvel at Disney parks as well. I haven't finished the script yet, so we'll see where it takes us. But definitely, if you like comic books and Marvel, we're going to be deep diving into what is happening at this land in Islands of Adventure in Florida, as well as, like I said, hopefully I can get to the Disney ones as well. We'll see how long the episode's running, though. It might be its own episode for that in the future. We'll find out together.
Love it. And then after that, we're going to be continuing our Windows with a View series over at Disneyland. Now, this one has an asterisk because as we are recording, some of the building that we're going to be touching on next is under construction. So we're hoping that by the time we get to this episode, they're done with the construction, so we can do a side by side. Have any new windows been added? What's going on? So we're gonna be continuing on with Dave Smith's window above the for Futrosity. I can't even say it. So this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great recording. Oh, no. But his window was added fairly recently in comparison to some of the other windows. And so we're going to be starting with that window and then working our way down the courtyard there past the Carnation Cafe seating area, because there's some windows that we want to highlight in that little nook. So we're going to be going around the corner there and see who we can find.
Yeah, we learned when they refurbished these because if you guys follow on social media, we didn't post about it, but a lot of other people did. When these winds were kicking up in Southern California, they actually had to remove the scrims they used to cover these buildings on Main Street. And they actually took out all of the windows from the top floor of the building, which we didn't expect. We thought like they would still be there. They're just painting and touching up some of the like the brickwork and stuff. But no, it actually they touch up everything. I don't know what they're doing with the windows, which is why she's saying I don't know if there's going to be something new when it comes back or if they're just putting back what was there, making it look brand new and fresh. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
But what's great about that is that we have a bunch of photos of what was there before construction. So we're going to have thousands of photos of what happens after the scribs come down, and we will definitely be doing a side-by-side. So not brick for brick or shingle for shingle, but we will be looking at the similarities and differences and making sure that we provide you with the most up-to-date and accurate information. So as with all of our podcast episodes that we do our deep dives on, be sure to check out the blog that accompanies each episode. So if you go over onto our website, which you're already there, I'm sure, click on the podcast link at the top, and there you'll find all of the blogs for all of our episodes. You can use the drop down to select a particular park that you're interested in and see all of the episodes that we've ever had on those parks. Each one of those, we have the script that we, well, pretty much word for word that we have there. We also have the player there, so you can listen right there on the website. But more importantly, we have all of the photos. So all of the things that we're seeing in our research, a lot of them are our photos that we've taken as we've gone around the parks, and or some behind the scenes, kind of like the historical part of it, as well as all of the resources that we've used to put the episodes together. So if you want to do a deeper dive or just check out something, that is the spot to go. So lots of different things over on our website, we'reinthepark.com. So we want to make it like our one-stop shop of like all things We're in the Park. Like, you know, whatever
You
you
love
need.
theme parks. That's where you need to be. We'reinthepark.com.
That's right. All right. So that's it for our updates. Other things that we want to touch on when we have our Park Press newsletter episodes, we're not only doing the recap and what's coming up next, but if there are any questions that you guys have as listeners, be sure to either DM us with your questions, or better yet, join our private Facebook group, Where in the Park Explorers, and join our Facebook community. We're having conversations about the episodes. You can also share your own photos and stories as it relates to the episodes, and you can ask questions of us, about our experience at the park, or just something about us in general, whatever, and maybe some upcoming episodes that you would like us to do a deep dive on. So, yeah, that's that. So didn't have any questions for this time, but just throwing it out there. This is where we will answer them. We'll answer them on the podcast in a future Park Press episode. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
And also just on our website too, we have links to a lot of different things. Whether it's park essentials, especially with it being so hot. We have links to our Amazon page where you can easily pick up like neck fans or cooling towels, or we also
Batteries.
have the maps that will tell you where the water refill stations are, things like that make your park experience a little bit nicer because you're prepared. Plus, then we have the games so that you're walking around and you're not standing in line if you're in the heat. So yeah, pick up your game packs too.
We're here to make you have the most fun at your next theme park visit. That's what we're here for. So,
What we're all about.
Yeah. And we hope that you feel the same way. So, like I said in the beginning, if you would love to leave us a 5-star rating review, that would be awesome. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, all the things. And until next time, we'll see you somewhere in the park. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.